Good morning, world. I would have probably put up an episode or two before this, but as you may have seen, I went to Thunder Bay again. Didn't record the series the way I did the last one just because it was like 40 something hours of footage to go through, edit, everything. Took months, just too much. So drove up, enjoyed the scenery, everything. Went to Thunder Bay for 3 days of fishing with Kyle. It was great. Unfortunately, the weather followed me the whole time, so the whole time was foggy, rainy, drizzly. The only sun we had was the morning I was leaving, so I delayed my departure a bit so we could get out and fish the Cam River just for a little bit. But that meant I left Thunder Bay way too late last night, so I came into McLeod Provincial Park, which I didn't record anything or do anything because we were here already earlier in the season. Check it out. I think it was the second part of that Crossing Ontario series. But what we're gonna do now is all the parks up here close in like 4 days, so I'm gonna have to get Southern Ontario where they're open just into the beginning of October. But today I am gonna drive the 240k over to Fushimi Provincial Park. From what I could see online, they potentially have boat rentals, and they also are named like a fishing park more than a provincial park, so from the comments on Google and stuff, so maybe there could be some decent fishing there. I don't know. If not, we're gonna go to Renee yet again, just because we know we can rent a boat and everything there. So I'm not gonna sit here and do 50 million recordings. The nicest part of the drive is actually from Nipigon up to here with all the palisades and escarpments and lakes and everything. So I think I'm just gonna throw on a super fast time lapse. Hopefully it's not too fast, and let's get us over to the park and see what we find from there. Let's get the move on. Alright guys, got some good news for a change. So we finally made it down to Fushimi Park here. It's quite the ways off the beaten path, but that's okay. Park is just about empty because it closes in 3 days, which is really good. They have boat rentals, which is also really good. So we rented a site for the night. I don't know if I'll leave or if I'll stay, but an extra day or not, but we rented the boat for today because the weather's calling thunderstorms all day tomorrow. So typical with me, everywhere I go is thunderstorms. So we'll be able to get out on the lake today, fish a bit. I talked to one of the guys here. He gave me a few tips. His biggest tip was the other lake without the campsite on it down the ways. That one, actually, they caught a 28-pound pike in there recently. So I don't know, we'll start here, fish for the day, and with any luck catch some fish, and then we could decide if we're going to stay another day, another two, or whatever, and do what we need to do. So right now I have to drive to this campsite, find the campsite, just do a little cleanup, eat a lunch, make a lunch, and then we're gonna head over to the boat launch, meet the guy, get all set up, and get out on the water, and that's where I'll check in with you guys, and we'll go from there. When we're on the boat, I'm gonna tell you a few crazy things I've noticed from the drive, different than from the spring, but we'll deal with that when we get there. So for now, let me get to this campsite and I will see you in a bit. Well, at this point, nice sights, nothing crazy, but I'm the only person in this park right now. This time of year rocks. You got the whole park to yourself. Yes. All right, guys, we made it out. So that's West Bay. I forgot the name of the other bay he said, and that island. And he even gave me a location to switch to walleye after if I want to. But the problem is with that location is he told me where there's some rocks and structure underneath and stuff, but it's in the middle, and it's going to be really hard to find without any electronics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a big spoon, and I'm just going to troll my way all the way around this whole bay. He says the weed beds follow this whole bay all the way around, and the pike like it windy, so he said this is the windiest day of the week. So let's give it a shot. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm gonna have to really try to find these weed beds because I don't have a clue where they are, but we'll see. We'll see. As long as we're fishing, it's a good day. So I trolled all the way from that beach trying to find the weed beds and the depths. But especially with this chop, I can't see anything through the water, so I am 100% blind. And the guy said it's a very rocky lake at the bottom, so I have to be careful. So what I think I'm going to do is just stop up here somewhere, but far away from shore, and hope the weed bed carries out a bit. The wind is blowing me towards the shore, so I need to give myself time to start the motor or whatnot if I see any obstacles, or it's too late. But if I stop here for a couple minutes, cast my other rod, then we'll continue trolling. I'm going to work into that bay where I think it's gone. That didn't take long. Nothing big, but at least we know they're here now. Oh look. Oh, they're here now. Come here. Oh, there's our first little one, guys. I know nothing crazy, but Free Willy. There you go. But at least we know we've caught him here. So if I get bored, for sure, if I put the MEPS on, it'll be non-stop action. But if that's what I'm pulling at her right here, I'm gonna move up a bit. I think I need to get a little deeper, maybe. I don't know where deeper is. I decided I'm gonna come here, which is the entrance to this big west bay. And it kind of blocks me from the big wind, but it's enough of a breeze that it'll track me across. I don't have to worry about the motor every 2 seconds. What's cool about these lakes, as always, is there's no cabins or cottages or nothing on the shorelines. I love it. And right in front of us is one of the campsites for this lake. So if I catch a fish right here, what a place to go camping. Just cast from the rock and catch fish. But yeah, let's work our way towards that bay. I kind of wish I was in a bit, but oh well. Starting to see a trend here with the colors. I put a gray crankbait on, cast maybe 10 times, not a bite. And I went to another blue crankbait, not too different from the first one, and got another dink. The dinks like the blue today. I think he's a little bit bigger than the last one. Little guy. Oh, I lost him. Awesome. Good job, buddy. Less stress on him, less pike smell on me. That was small. If I could only get an avionics to load, I could get bearings to some sort of more efficient trolling. I guess that's the one negative thing up here. No internet. It's a positive. Double-edged sword. I like that my phone doesn't work, but I also would have liked to add an avionics right now. I guess the only thing is we did start fishing around like 12:30 in the afternoon, which is the lull in the day. But the little ones are still biting. So what I'm doing is, I don't particularly want to catch little ones, but you never know what you're gonna get. But if I'm catching little ones, I'm doing a little game. Once I catch a fish with that lure, I take the lure off and I can't use it. So being that I didn't want to use MEPS today, because I'm becoming a one-trick pony with that thing, I decided, since I had that little one on it with the MEPS and I lost it right at the boat, I'm counting that, and now I've taken off the MEPS and I can't use it. So I'm making a pile over there, and at the end of the video we'll go through what I caught on. I found an issue with the rules of my game. What do I do when I put on a lure and all the bite stops? I did that whole West Bay casting and trolling with the one lure, but nothing. So I switched to a spoon, and I've been slowly trolling my way over to this next inlet here. In hopes we can have the right lure on again. Worst case scenario, I'll have to go back to something I've caught with, but for now, we're gonna keep trying. Oh, look at that. I just said it. Like, I'm out in the deep, and I'm still only getting, well, I think I'm out in the deep, and I'm still only getting these little things. Yoink! What next? We will go to another spoon. We will stick with the blue because it seems blue is the color. I've tried red, orange, and gray or silver. Nothing. I put something with blue on it, and right away it's hitting. So blue, can't speak. Blue seems to be the lure or the color of the day. Okay, this was supposed to be a river. I'm assuming it connects by water somewhere over there, but it's not the opening I thought it would be. So I just pushed myself to the end of this bay by what I thought was the river. I see some weeds to my left, and this is the windy side. So I'll kill this. What's gonna happen is it's gonna push me down, and once it pushes me into the wide open, I am gonna switch to that big spoon again. And with any luck, I could go up the middle, hoping it's deep enough, and cross the lake straight towards that island. And once we get to that island, we have another deep spot. I may even try to find the walleye spot that guy told me, but I don't know. When weeds start moving, I was pretty sure it was in weeds. There you go. All right, he's off. Yes, I didn't have to touch him. I think you got him on camera. If the camera's pointing low enough, I don't know. But it's blue. It's obviously blue. So we're gonna end the lure game there and just stick to blue ones for now, blue ones. But I'll still go over all the lures that we caught with when we get back to shore. See, when we were up north, all the fish, walleye and pike, we're pulling them out of 2 feet of water, and we couldn't get anything into deepers. But one thing I'm not considering right now is I'm actually 7 hours away from at least, yeah, around 7 hours away from Thunder Bay right now, back towards southern Ontario, and it's a heck of a lot warmer down here. Even the trees haven't changed as much. There's a couple, but up north it's more fall than it is here. which then I'm going to assume the water temperature, which not assume, I felt it, is a lot warmer too. They may have not moved in for some feeding yet. So we're going to go just to this peak right here. It's drifting us very quickly. So another 10 minutes tops, we'll get to that peak. And then I'm going to move back to the middle. And all the way down there is that island, and we're just gonna troll right up the middle nice and slowly with that monster spoon, and enough of these dinks, maybe we'll get the fish we're looking for. Okay, interesting discovery. I am dead center in the middle of the lake and right by where the guy said the deepest spot is, and I mean I must not even be 12 feet in the water. So I thought I was hitting a nice hole. I'm gonna jig for walleye for a few minutes. But I mean, if I got 12 water depth across this whole lake, I'm just gonna keep trolling the spoon for pike, because they could be anywhere. Literally. Damn. Oh well. I'm gonna jig for a few more minutes. As I approach that island, we'll switch again. First cast by the island, and another dinker. It's like every other cast on this side of the island. Came to this side of the island, first cast, same thing. Relax. Very next cast. Fall off. Come on. Alright guys, we're just a little further down from where I caught that last one on camera. I did catch 2 more, but didn't even bother clicking the camera. They were the same thing. I felt it the second it hit the line and I was like, nah, whatever. So we've actually done quite a lot all the way down there and into those bays. We started down there, worked all the way around to that other bay behind this island, fished around this bay. I don't even know what to say anymore. Should be in here because there's a million pikes, so some of them should be bigger. I went to the deep spot that the guy told me about. It was 12 feet, so I don't know what to do. I guess I'll like I was gonna go back to shore, make a lunch or whatever, and then come back out here for the evening, but I just figure maybe I should go for another 2 hours or so and then just wrap it up. If I can't find something at least half decent, like I don't mean a monster, but if I don't find anything in the next 2 hours bigger than those, I'm just not gonna waste my time. I got lots to do, and we got another lake to stop at in the next day or so, so all good. What I think I'm gonna do now is just move myself forward a bit so the wind grabs me again. Once it grabs me, I'll go over to that shore and I'm just gonna troll my way all the way back. And with any luck, we'll find something. But since it's slow, and for a change of pace, I'll show you what I've been catching everything on. Well, MEPS, we all know MEPS never fails. Catches on every lake, every time. If fish aren't biting, use that. We went to this crankbait. We went to this one. This Williams spoon, and this spoon. Those 5 lures have caught every single fish. By the look here, I pulled out quite a lot of stuff. I was actually trying all different stuffs, even different color MEPS, but I couldn't hit with them. Second I put on a blue for some reason over here, boom, 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 boom. So, good to go. I'm gonna carry on. It's a shame this season didn't last forever. I love being the only one in these parks. It's everyone's back in school, back at work, and I get all this nature and beauty to myself. So obviously we're back on shore, so we finished our fishing for the day. I just can't be bothered anymore to troll. My ass is starting to hurt, and maybe from here what we're doing is walking down our campsite now. You get your own little tiny beach. How is the water here? If it wasn't wavy, does it drop off? I didn't catch anything in this stretch. We did all this around the island, this whole shoreline to that peak, and then into that bay, into the West Bay, and just a shit ton of little ones. But at least we got a nice sight here. We'll see. I'll if the wind dies down, I'll try to cast here a bit later and see if it makes sense or not. And if not, we'll move on to the next spot. So this is gonna wrap up today's adventure. Fushimi Lake. The park itself has one trail I've seen, nothing much else here. 2 beaches. Even when you look up at Google, all they talk about here is, look how dirty this lens is, all they talk about is that this is more like a fishing resort than a provincial park. So that's your lake, beautiful remote lake, no cottages, no nothing, no complaints. Great day out, and for a change it didn't rain, but it will tomorrow. So if I don't cast or catch any more today, that'll be it, and we will see you either on the way or once we get to Rene Brunel for the 3rd time this year. We know there's a ton of dink pikes there. The downside is we've been there twice already this year, but we also know there's a few bigger ones. So we'll see you there. On to the next one.